This little video is to show you some simple stretches that can help alleviate generalised lower back pain. That's the kind of back pain that you just feel across the lumbar spine. Tends to happen after you've done too much gardening, or maybe lifted something heavy or done too much painting work or something. You just feel yourself with a general ache and pain at the lower back. This kind of program is not going to be suitable if you have pain going down the leg, or as one client said to me, he feels like his leg is fizzy. That would be a nerve pain, and it wouldn't be a good idea to just follow any old stretches if you have that kind of pain. So if you get shooting pains at all, not for this. But generalised lower back pain, these kind of stretches will probably help you a little bit if you do them carefully. Okay, the first one that we're going to do is sometimes called a slump stretch. I'm going to do it with my knees bent to make it really gentle. We just bring the hands onto the knees, we let the head drop down, and we round out through the lower back. So my lower back here, just rounding out, stretching out, and as I let the head drop down and become heavier, that feeling of stretch just increases. I can further increase this stretch by lengthening the legs out in front of me, but I'm still using the weight of the head to help stretch out through the lower back here. So you would hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds. It shouldn't cause you any increase in pain. It should just feel that you're stretching out a difficult area. And we can come back up from here. The next stretch that we're going to do is a stretch through the back of the thigh, a hamstring stretch. So I'm going to lengthen one leg out in front of me, show you the sole of my foot here, and I'm going to sit up really tall. It's important that we sit up tall, or else we're just coming into another slump stretch. What we want to do is keep the back straight and lean forward from here. So I'm hoping that you can see in the mirror there, the back is straight, I'm leaning forward, the leg is straight, and that means that I get the feeling of stretch down through the back of this thigh, in between the buttock and the knee here. If we let the back bend, then we end up just stretching through the back again and not through the back of the thigh. And so we want to get that stretch in the back of the thigh. Again, about 20 to 30 seconds here. It shouldn't feel painful. It should just feel as if you're getting a decent stretch before the point of pain. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Now, although I'm showing you the sole of my foot, I'm not necessarily pulling the toe up towards the knee. I'm just leaving the foot reasonably active. And again, that stretch is going down the back of the thigh here, but because I'm keeping that back straight, I'm not getting any feeling of stretch into the lower back. So these muscles in the back of the thigh, if they become tight, they can pull down on the muscles in the lower back, and that can cause some of the pain that you experience. So that's why we want to stretch them out. And we can relax off from here. The third one that we're going to do is a stretch through the buttock. It's called a glute stretch, gluteal stretches, and there are a variety of different ways that you can do it. We're going to use this step again. So just sitting on the step, we're going to take one leg up and we're going to cross the ankle over the opposite knee. I'm going to sit up tall. I'm keeping my leg out wide to the side here because I want to stretch a couple of different muscle groups in towards the buttock here. And again, I'm sitting up tall. If I slump over, I'm losing all of the power from the stretch. I want to stay tall with this move. If this feels too much for you, you can lengthen this other leg away so that it's a gentler stretch. And you can pull the leg across the body as well, and that will make it a slightly gentler stretch. So different ways to come into this same stretch. You're stretching more or less the same muscles. And again, 20 to 30 seconds. So let's change on to the other side. One leg comes down, the other leg comes up, the ankle is crossed across the knee, this knee's down by the side, and I'm sitting up tall. So I'm getting a stretch all the way through the buttock in towards the outside of the thigh here. And the more I sit up tall and press the chest in towards that knee, the more I'll feel that stretch in towards the buttock. So I could make it easier by hugging the knee in towards the chest a little bit more, or by taking this leg, this lower leg, and straightening it out a little bit more. That's where it's the real benefit of sitting on a step or something like that. So 20 to 30 seconds, and then we can release off. The next two stretches we're going to do from standing. The first one that we're going to do is a hip stretch, and we don't need the step for that. So I'll show you that one first. I'm going to hold on to a bar just for a bit of support, taking one leg back behind me. I'm going to press that hip forward. So I feel the stretch in the front of the hip here. So again, standing very upright and just letting that hip tuck in and press forward. The stretch felt all the way down through the front of the hip. And this is a key area if you find yourself driving a lot, if you sit at a desk a lot and you get back pain as a result of that. This is a really key area to stretch out to help remove that back pain. So any sedentary workers out there, get your hip stretches in whenever you're going for a cup of coffee or whenever you nip off to the loo. Make sure that you don't let yourself tighten up. Again, 20 to 30 seconds. Same on the other leg. I'll turn it around actually so you've got a better visual here. So you can take the leg back behind, but it's not until you tilt that pelvis under that you're really going to get that stretch. And with that leg back behind, all the way down through the front of the hip, stretching out there, and we're standing up tall to increase that feeling of stretch. If I lean forward, I lose it completely. So I've got to really stand up tall with this. 20 to 30 seconds. And we're done. You could do all of these stretches 2 or even 3 times in a session. You could do them several times a day as well. You don't have to do them all at once, just whenever you feel that it's appropriate for you. The last one that we're going to do is a calf stretch. Now there's lots of different ways that you can do a calf stretch. We're going to dangle off this step here, so I'm lowering that heel down towards the floor. You can see from the mirror there that the ball of the foot is much higher than the heel. I'm keeping the leg reasonably straight. I'm not locked out at the knee joint. There's a slight softening at the knee joint. But I'm just letting that heel drop down, feeling the stretch all the way through the calf. Now I can change this stretch slightly by further bending the knee. The stretch moves down towards the ankle. And it's really important that we stretch both these different muscle groups out because they are 2 different parts of calf muscles that we have. So the first one is the bigger, more bulbous muscle at the top of the calf. The second one works down through the ankles here. But tight calves are often related to back pain. So it's a really good idea just to make sure they get plenty of time to stretch out. Coming onto the other leg now, dropping the heel down. The ball of the foot is on the step. The heel is pressed down below the level of the step. And I'm stretching out through that bigger, chunkier muscle at the top of the calf here. So hold it for about 20 to 30 seconds. And then we're going to change that now. We're going to bend the knee slightly. The heel will raise ever so slightly, and the stretch is going to descend down towards the ankle. So these are muscles that run through either side of your calf there, down towards the ankle joint, and they can often get tight. Tight calf muscles can often lead to just generalised lower back pain. And that's our 20 to 30 seconds up with that one too. So like I said, you can go through these 2 or 3 times in a session. You can go through them several times in a day. You shouldn't push into any pain. Although these stretches should take you to the outside edge of your comfort zone, you shouldn't feel as if they're painful at all. If you get any pain going down the legs or any shooting pains, any loss of feeling in any part of your body, then you should seek some physiotherapy help immediately because these moves are not suitable for you. But I hope they help you. Thank you. Bye.